I wish I could have been a better example.
No one saw it coming when Mark Souder announced he was resigning back in May after admitting to an affair with a staffer. It took virtually everyone by surprise. Good evening to you. I'm Mark Mellinger.
And I'm Heather Herron. Thank you for joining us. Since that shocking confession, Mark Souder has shunned the spotlight and avoided the media. Tonight, in this exclusive interview, the former congressman opens up about his shame, his fall from grace, and his regrets.
For more than 15 years, Mark Souder represented the 3rd District, preaching family values and standing up for conservatives, which is why his announcement on May 18th stunned the public, from his staunchest supporters to his fiercest political opponents. Souder immediately shielded himself from the spotlight, saying he needed to focus on his marriage, his family, and his faith.
I humbly ask you, for the sake of my family, that you respect our privacy in this difficult time.
When the time was right, he said then, he'd speak publicly and explain to his constituents why he decided to step down. That time is now.
Sure, a lot of my supporters were hurt. Sure, a lot of my voters were hurt. But at the same time, I had to put my family first because I messed up. What they wanted to see was their repentance. And while we all struggle, I think that's what they saw.
There were people angry shortly after your resignation because they said, we just supported you, we just gave you money, we just voted for you, and a few weeks later this comes out. Did they have a right to be angry? Do you understand where that came from?
To some degree. But I mean, I don't want to get into the details, and I can understand people's frustrations, but no, I believe it was the right decision. I believe it worked out right.
Mark Souder says he now hopes to leave that in the past and work on the future.
I always joke that at age 55 I was going to teach. Well, I'm past 55, so I presume somewhere here in the next year I'll probably wind up at one or more. I could teach classes at different places. I'm 60, so I view myself as semi-retired. I'm going to go going from 70 hours a week to 0 was a little much. So somewhere in here I'll get a balance.
He could also write a book, though it wouldn't be a memoir or tell-all. Souder says he's learned from his mistakes, that he's truly sorry, and he now just wants to move on.
The Lord teaches us patience. Sometimes you have to wait upon the Lord. People who are type A people like me tend to charge, and then God tries to do it. I felt that because I wasn't listening well, God slammed me down and said, listen, and so I'm trying to do that. I believe that I worked hard to represent this district. I had personal failings. I did not have public failings. And I regret the way it ended. I regret that I hurt my wife and my district.
Well, many questioned the timing of his resignation. It came just weeks after the primary election. Why didn't Souder step down before that? And when exactly did he decide to leave office? We will answer those questions tomorrow. And you can also see more of the interview right now by going to WANE.com.